Good afternoon. I'm Troy Vincent, Chair of the Small Business Committee for the DeKalb Chamber of Commerce. And I'm here today speaking with one of our industry leaders, and this is Mr. Randolph Taylor. And Mr. Taylor, if we'd just like to get started by you just telling us a little bit about who you are and the organization that you represent.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Randolph Taylor. I am area general manager, area general manager for the Atlanta South Dignity locations, Dignity Memorial. We are the world's leading provider of funeral home and cemetery services. So all of your funeral needs is what we do. I've been with the company for over 20 years, and I have 5 locations located in the South, or what's considered metropolitan South Atlanta. The locations I manage are named Kennedy Memorial Gardens, Sherwood Memorial Park, Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Memorial Gardens, and Terra Garden Chapel Funeral Home.
Okay. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. So, and you said funeral homes and cemeteries. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Great, great. So, this being Small Business Week, we really wanted to highlight some of the businesses in our area and really connect with some of the business leaders. And obviously, in your industry, customer service, I would think, is of utmost importance. Right?
It is. Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you can, we'll just dive right into it. Can you talk to us about the importance of customer experience and maybe what does your organization do to really differentiate themselves?
Okay, so we're all customers, right? Whether it be I visit your business or you visit my business, we are all customers. We all have a sense of how we'd like to be treated when we walk into an establishment or a business, or even interacting with each other through vendors or what have you. Customer service is the most important part of any business, whether it's people facing, meaning face to face, or virtual, online, or shopping through Amazon. The expectation is that customer service will be at a certain level. When it comes to my industry, funeral service industry, a lot of times we only get one chance to get it right. Mm-hmm. We don't service the same individual or decedent multiple times. We only get one chance to get it right on behalf of that particular decedent. So customer service is what leads us. We're not perfect, but we strive for service excellence every day, every family, every time. So customer service for us is paramount to our business. It's paramount to our current day business and also our future business. We cannot exist without customer service, and we're servicing our communities. Our communities are those individuals which are usually within a 10-mile radius of either our funeral homes or cemeteries. So the customer service piece goes a very long way when it impacts our community.
Okay, so and that's great points, and I appreciate you sharing that. So if I'm a new business, right, and I'm just really getting started, I'm focusing on my product and how much I should charge for it and all my marketing. But what would you really tell a new business owner? What would you tell them in regards to focusing in on the customer experience?
Okay, so if you're a new business owner, you have to know your audience. You have to know your target audience. You have to know the people that are in your community. Ask and find out what their needs are and how you can best fit or supply those needs. Customer service really begins with listening, right? Customer comes up to you, you have to listen in order to provide a particular service. So that's one of the things that I would first say to a new business owner. Find out your audience or your demographic and engage with your community to find out what it is or what services they desire and see if you could meet that desire.
Okay. No, and that's good. I remember when I was growing up, before I got into business, I always heard the old adage, the customer is always right. You give the customer what they want. So what are your thoughts when you hear, what does that mean to you when you hear that?
So when I hear that the customer is always right, it goes a little bit deeper and further than that. In order for the customer to be right, or for us to receive it as though the customer is right, we have to have a conversation and a working relationship with that customer, right? So somebody just can't walk in and request a pool from, let's say, a swing set manufacturer. That doesn't make the customer right. So I think it's more on the level of engaging with who our customers and who our client families are.
Okay. No, that's great. That's great. And as I'm listening and hearing about your industry, because our industries mirror a lot, right? So the
Yes.
Engraving House, we make headstones, so we deal with a lot of the same customers. So one thing can you talk to us about when the customer comes in? I would imagine a range of emotions all over the place, right? They've lost a loved one, and people handle grief differently. So how would you suggest how would you coach them on if you have a customer who may be not able to properly express themselves, and it may manifest in anger or frustration, and it may be a more difficult exchange. How would you coach someone like on your team or any new business when they come with a difficult customer like that?
Okay, so understanding that we work in an emotionally charged environment 7 days a week, and understanding you're right. The grief process is at different stages in different people at different times. We have no expectation. There is no cutoff to grief. We have no expectation of how a client family should respond or act, right? We're just here to serve. So you have to have a servitude attitude to be able to handle those type of environments where you have clients who are emotional, who may have recently experienced a death or not, or who may be dealing with a loss 10 years ago. That grief could still be impacting them. Listen, behind the scenes, we talk, we have conversations with each other about nobody wants to be with us. Nobody wants to walk through our front doors or call our phones, right? That means that something has happened in their families. Sometimes we see families or client families, and it could be the absolute worst day of their life. And we don't always know the backstory. So we present ourselves with customer service, customer excellence first, with the understanding that if they are emotional, they're not emotional towards us. They're emotional because something has happened to them. And our motto is to do no further harm. So we take care of the families that we provide services for, with the full understanding of the grief process and what that looks like.
Okay. Wow, you just said something. Basically, it's not about you, right?
It's not about
You're just the person who they're able to unleash on, so to speak, right? So if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying, no, you got to look beyond that.
absolutely.
Okay. It's not always easy though, is it?
It's not always easy. But if you operate from a place of empathy and compassion, it becomes easy because you now have the understanding. You now know that it's not directed toward you personally. So take nothing personal. And if you're trying to match that particular energy, then nobody's going to win or get any type of resolution.
Okay. That's a good point. So talk to me about Chamber of Commerce. When DeKalb is, in terms of people moving in, I mean, we're busting at the seams. So
Right.
there's, so obviously in a business like yours, the more people that are around, then the more you're associated, right? So
Correct.
can you talk to us about maybe your relationship with the Chamber of Commerce and how you've been able to leverage that?
So the Chamber of Commerce is vitally important to any business that serves a community base, right? DeKalb County is a large county, and we're glad to be a part of the chamber. The fundamental values of community, sense of community, if you haven't noticed, or if you take a look around, cemeteries are usually located or situated within communities where people live, right? Not necessarily in a commercial area. So our connection with the chamber, our support of the chamber, our networking with the chamber is vitally important to the success of our business. Not only do we serve the community at large, but we also serve our client families who own businesses. The news or the understanding is that one day we're all going to have to cross or sit on the other side of this table, or our families. So we want to be able to make a community presence now so that people know that we are here, that we are available. And a great way to do that, and a great tool to do that, is one, support other businesses through the Chamber of Commerce. Be a part of the Chamber of Commerce, communicate through the Chamber of Commerce, let them know when we're doing things in the community. We can't do this without a sense of community. And that's what the Chamber has provided for us.
Wow. And I love that word, community. Because I would imagine most people, when they go through a tragic time, they want to do business with someone that they are familiar with, someone that they are comfortable with. So
That's right.
being able to develop these types of relationships through the chamber. Is that correct?
Sure. That is true.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true.
Okay. Yeah. So no, that's awesome. So, well, like I said, I just wanted to spend some time with you and really kind of talk about the customer experience, because I think sometimes in small businesses we overlook that. We take that for granted.
Oh yeah.
So
it's vital.
Yeah. So any parting words that you'd like to share with any of our listeners? 20 years of experience in your industry, so you're considered an industry expert, industry leader, someone who has put a focus on the customer experience. So any parting words that you have for us?
So our main goal, speaking specifically about my industry, is that we are here to serve at any moment, at any time. We're open 24 hours a day. If you should ever need our services, but more importantly, I would encourage everybody listening and everybody who's here today to pre-plan, right? Pre-plan for your family. One of the best and lasting gifts that you could give a family is to take care of your funeral expenses before you actually need it, and live the rest of your life. At the time or at the end of life, your family will have no financial responsibility. Everything is already taken care of. They can focus on grieving and being with the other family members left behind. So if there's anything I'd like to take away from this or to share with you all, is one, the sense of community, and making sure that you connect yourself with partners and businesses that you know care about you and your community.
Wow. Well, Mr. Taylor, I just thank you for those words of wisdom, and thank you for your time. And
absolutely,
appreciate all that you do. Okay.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
All right. Well, you make it a great day.
You as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.